Here we have a Coleman or York kind of style furnace. This one had burners that had rusted pretty badly, so we offered an upgrade to stainless steel burners, and that's what I'm putting in here. You can see I removed the screws from the burner assembly, and now I'm just going to remove the entire burner box. To remove the burner box, you've got like 6 screws that go around the outer edge. You have to take the exhaust loose a little bit so you can actually get behind there and remove that first screw. And usually you can get it out without actually taking the whole gas line apart, but you could take it apart at the union there to get the gas valve and stuff out of the way. I also unplugged the rollout switches so that I could pull the whole burner box with the rollout switches still attached. Definitely not my favorite design for removing the burner box, but that's what they have. Once you have that out, it's just a matter of taking it apart so you can actually get the burners out. And these are always a little bit difficult to take apart. Here's the rollout switches coming out. They're just held with one screw and then that little bracket piece. And then I decided to go ahead and remove the igniter and the flame sensor just so that I don't damage them while I'm moving it around. I also need to clean the flame sensor anyway. So with all those screws out, you can then pop this assembly apart. And there's the actual burners. You can see the rust that's on there, and that's what was causing problems, not letting it light all the way across. The new burners are stainless steel, so it's less of a problem. And then I just remove them one at a time and reinstall the screws so I don't get confused about which way the burners go in. I think they could actually be installed either way, but I always put them with the same seams facing down as the existing burners. Of course, if you're using an impact to put these screws in and out, you just want to be careful to not strip them. In this case, I'm actually using a screwdriver. It's not an impact, so it's not impacting on the screws, but I think you could use an impact as long as you're paying attention to not strip them out. And there's the old burners, and there's the new burners. Looks a lot better. So now it's just a matter of reassembling everything the way that we had taken it apart, which you can see how that goes back together there. They've got this one screw, not really even in the middle on the bottom, and then those couple on the top. And now we can clean the flame sensor and put the igniter and flame sensor back in. There's the igniter going back in, and I think I just use a wire brush in this case to clean the flame sensor. Historically I've used a lot of emery paper, but I was recently told that you're not really supposed to use emery paper for cleaning flame sensors. It's a little bit too aggressive. So I might end up getting some slightly more gentle options in the future. Here's the rollout switches going back in. You just put that bracket in, slip the top of the switch in, and then secure it with the screw. I decided to just make sure that all the orifices were clear too, so I just used a piece of wire and made sure they were all clear. And now we're just putting all the screws back into the collector box and gonna resecure the gas manifold and everything, and we should be good to go. I'll just probably skip the rest of that because I think you kind of get the point. So there you see the igniter's on. Any moment now it should send power to the valve. There's our power to the valve. Oh, it opened that time.